Today, I get to interview the person I listen to the most. Hi, my name's Troy Landwehr, and a lot of people ask me, who am I listening to? I am obsessed with success. When everyone's binge watching the Queens Gambit, when everyone's binge watching the Game of Thrones, I'm binge watching the Meltons, John and Nadia Melton. See, success leaves clues. If you want to be successful, you got to study success. And constantly, all day long, people are seeing my TV on. And who am I watching? When I'm at the gym and I'm looking at my phone, I'll tell you who I watch the most. It's John Melton. So, John, I appreciate you coming on. Welcome.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I always say I moved to Las Vegas, over a year ago because I'm a true believer that if you want to be successful, you got to be obsessed. And I've been watching you for a while. And, I moved out in Vegas because a lot of the top earners in my space come here. And so when I'm at the gym, when I'm on the treadmill, when I'm lifting weights, it's not just Eric Worre and Ray Higdon. But if someone asked me, who do you listen to the most? For those of you, this is important. Who do you listen to most? It's easily, I listen to you. I love your content. I love your training. And so you got the best training for the beginners. But if you're an advanced networker, there's no one better than you when it comes to social media, digital branding, Lifestyle Academy. So I'm going to get in and start asking you questions, man, because they don't want to hear from me. They want to hear from you. So the first thing is, you look at it, tell us, I want to talk to you a little bit about the ATM system and how important that is. And because you really built a brand, not doing the three-way calls, not being the weekly meetings. Tell us a little bit about the ATM system and why it's so important.
Yeah, well, Troy, I know we've, had this conversation before, and I think it's so important for people to understand that we did it the old school way for so many years, offline, belly to belly, knee to knee. We used to do PBRs every night, private business receptions. I was telling you how, we were out every single night doing these home meetings. And it's crazy because the mindset was, this is a season of your life, right? You're going to be temporarily motivated to be permanently lazy. And one day you'll have beach money and you'll never have to worry about money again. And after essentially 5 years of literally doing home meetings every single day, and I'm not talking just, during the week, I'm talking 7 days a week, we were out doing meetings. We had a weekly Saturday training every Saturday for 5 years, 2 home meetings every single night. And I used to always say that God wanted us to drive because I could not for the life of me create momentum in my backyard. I would recruit people and they just all sucked. So anytime I had a team blow up, it was like an hour north. I live in Maryland. And at the time I was just south of Baltimore. So we're driving north of Baltimore into Pennsylvania, Jersey, Delaware. We're headed south to Virginia, 495. Traffic is hellacious. But we would have to do it because that's where all our momentum was. We were in West Virginia. There's parts of the Mid-Atlantic that I have not been back to since. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd never heard of those places. I was doing meetings in the middle of nowhere. And, back then we're using Garmin, right? The GPS, pop it up on the windshield. Remember those days? So, the thing is, I paid a price. And I figured out very quickly that it's all about exposure. So I'm like, why can't we expose people to the information online? So back in 2012 and 13, I started, paying attention to Gary Vaynerchuk, Mike Dillard talking about magnetic sponsoring, attraction marketing, right? Attracting people to you, being like a magnet where you're repelling people you don't want to work with, but you're attracting people you do. Ray Higdon, Chalene Johnson, like Marie Forleo, all of these experts talking about online marketing. And I'm like, why can't we use these strategies for social media? Most of them were teaching, blogging, YouTube, SEO. That stuff was too complicated. And I'm like, it's got to be simple and duplicatable, right? And for us in 2014, we created a Facebook group, a team Facebook group, because we were building with a new company. We had all this momentum happening. It was actually probably towards the end of 2013, come to think of it. But in 2014, we took it really seriously. And basically, our mindset was, back in the day, expose, involve, upgrade. Expose them to the information, involve them in a Saturday training, and get them upgraded. Get them to see the training And now not only do they join, but they're trained. They know what to do next. And our goal was to get them to schedule a home meeting. So instead of doing home meetings all week, drive them to the Saturday training, why don't we expose people to the information through webinars? I think we did, what else did we do back then? We would send people video links, whatever we did back then. And then essentially, if they were interested, we added them to the team Facebook group, and then we would get them on like a weekly training call. And in 2015, my company was shut down, right? We were talking about that. My company was shut down by the FTC. It was too heavily focused on recruitment. It was a company called Vima. Most of your listeners that are in network marketing and direct sales have probably heard of it. So when they were shut down, that opened my eyes, and I realized that I need to find a company that embraces social selling, that embraces, branding yourself, not the company, creating curiosity, not being a Spamela Anderson. Look, you're still going to promote your products. You're still going to promote that you have an opportunity. I still do. But you do it more strategically, where you don't say the name of the company. I see a lot of these top earners, and they've got their company all over their social media. It's very obvious what company they're with. And look, if it's working for them, great. But the problem is duplication. If they see me promoting my ABC company all the time, and it's plastered all over my social media, what do you think they're going to do? The same thing. They're going to do what you do and not what you say. So if I say, hey, don't mention the name of the company, but I'm mentioning it all the time, that people aren't going to understand and comprehend why they wouldn't do exactly what you're doing. So we were really big on creating curiosity. So I saw this need in the marketplace for people to generate leads. And what's the easiest way to generate leads? You build a community. Instead of me trying to get complete strangers to buy my stuff and join my team, you have to have a high level of communication and marketing abilities to get complete strangers to come to you and buy from you like that. Now, do I have strangers buying from me all the time? Yes. Do I have people joining me all the time? Yes. But it's after they typically follow me for weeks, and in most cases, it's months of them consuming my content and following me. So I knew that most people getting started are not going to have weeks and months to attract complete strangers. But hello, when you first get started, what's the big advantage? You have a whole untapped warm market. So I'm like, how can I get someone that's brand new with no idea how to social sell? They have no social equity, no social influence. They're not, a big producer of anything prior to network marketing. Like, they're not somebody with huge credibility. Now, of course, if you bring over someone with credibility, Troy, you bring over an influencer, they can do anything and be successful. Our system is not about the influencers. Our system is about the average person getting started, the stay-at-home mom, the part-time college student, the busy business owner. If they can get started and plug into a simple system that doesn't take up a lot of their time, we created this formula called the FAME formula, where you can work your business in 60 minutes a day. Now, of course, I put in more than 60 minutes, but I still have this FAME formula mentality where I focus on those income producing activities. And the FAME formula is simply this. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail on it, but it's follow up, ATM your face off because you want to become famous in your company, right? You want to become a top producer, a top enroller on a consistent basis. So you're following up with anybody you talk to. You're adding new people to your groups, which I'll get into in 1 second. The M is for marketing. You want to put out a piece of marketing every single day, right? Take 15 minutes and do, some piece of marketing, whether it's a live video, a TikTok, a curiosity post of some sort. And then E is you want to expand your network. So if you spend 15 minutes on each one of these money-making activities, over time, you will create the results you desire. Now, of course, some people have a lot more than an hour they can put into their business. But what we see a lot of times is people are scrolling. They're watching cat videos. They're watching TikToks. They're getting caught in YouTube. They're getting caught in this web of consuming instead of marketing, instead of prospecting. If you are not generating leads, if you don't have people coming to you, you put up your Instagram story, nobody expresses interest. You put up your Facebook curiosity post, or you do a Facebook Live or a TikTok, and you don't have people coming to you, then you got to go to the people. You can't sit back twiddling your thumbs waiting for it to start raining, right? You go make it rain. So we teach people to prospect every single day, which is a proactive money-making activity. I can control how many people I reach out to see if they're open. I can't control how many people come to me, but I can put out a piece of content every day to build up my social equity, to create curiosity, to attract my ideal client or my ideal business partner. And then I become a great communicator. That's a big key to success. The best network marketers are great relationship marketers. In fact, you could almost call network marketing relationship marketing. But that third step, so you're proactively prospecting, you're attracting people to you, you're having one-on-one conversations, the money is made in the DM, right? The money is made in Messenger, it goes down in the DM, you know what I'm saying? And then that third step, you mentioned it, ATM. The reason our company, our leadership came up with this ATM system, and we're the creators of the ATM Business Academy, we created that because we knew that this was a major paradigm shift in network marketing where you can add someone to a private group. And I know a lot of you already do this. A lot of your listeners are already doing this. Maybe they don't call it ATM, but they have VIP groups or exposure groups, whatever. Our mindset was, if we can get people in a group, remember, you want to expose them to the information, involve, upgrade, expose, involve, upgrade. So if we can get them into a group, not only are they watching the company video or watching a product video and learning more about what we do and who we are and the products we represent, but they're in the community. Right? They're inside of this secret group, this hidden Facebook group. We've got one product community with over 400,000 members. And that's just our corporate product ATM group. I have so many leaders that have their own product ATM groups. Some have a few hundred, some have tens of thousands, some have over 100,000. And then we have a business ATM group. And ATM, by the way, I know I talk fast and say a lot, but you just got to listen fast. It's add, tag, message. So if I generate a lead on TikTok, if I generate a lead on Instagram, if I proactively reach out to someone on Facebook to see if they're open to taking a look at my opportunity and they express interest, they say, yes, show me the information, right? I'm adding them to the group. I'm tagging them in a video. And then I send a follow-up message. Hey, Troy, I added you to this group so you can learn more about the opportunity. I also added you to this other group so you can learn about our products. Let me know once you're in the group. I can even tag you. I can tag you in the welcome post, and I'll literally send them a screenshot of the welcome post and a screenshot of the announcement section circled. So I'm like, or once you're in, just start here in this announcement section. This is the welcome post. These are some of the videos. So you kind of mentioned Russell Brunson before we went live with this interview, and he creates funnels, right? An email sequence where he captures leads, and now you're in his funnel, right? So they're putting all these people in the funnel, and then some of those people end up buying their product or course or program or whatever. So it's the same thing with us. We're adding all these people to our funnel into the group, and then some of them are buying the products and becoming customers, and some of them are joining the team. The beauty is we say all you have to do is what I'm doing with you right now. So when I follow up with my prospect, I'm like, listen, if you have people interested in losing weight, living longer, feeling better, looking younger, obviously I say that as a joke because you don't want medical claims. Anyway, I said, listen, all you got to do is add people to the exact same groups I'm adding you to. And they're like, wow, that's so simple. I'm like, yeah. So if you know some humans that would fit in any of these categories, they want to make more money, they want to lose some LBs, they want to get rid of the junk in the trunk, whatever, add them to these groups, tag them in the same thing I'm tagging you in. And then the beauty is step 4 with the follow-up and close. We always teach people to add their prospects, especially when they're new, add their prospects into a group chat with their upline so they can earn while they learn. So instead of doing 3-way calls, we're doing group messages on Facebook Messenger. And Troy, I cannot freaking believe how many leaders are against this. I hear so many times, I get people from some, ABC company, they're like, my upline doesn't want to do group messages. I'm like, so what do they want to do? They're like Zooms. I'm like, dude, you know how time consuming a freaking Zoom is? I talk too much. If I get on a Zoom or a 3-way call, it's going to be a 45-minute to an hour conversation. Do you know how many group chats I can do in that same time frame? You know how many prospecting conversations I can have? Do you know how much I can do in that same period? A lot is the answer. A lot. And it fascinates me that there's still leaders out there so closed-minded to using Facebook Messenger. I've been doing that since 2014. And the beauty is, here's the beauty, Troy. I can still go back to group chats that were set up 6-7 years ago and re-engage that conversation. If a 3-way call happens, and let's say I slaughtered it, I slammed it, I did the best 3-way call in the history of 3-way calls. But let's say the person says, no, I'm not interested. It's not for them. It's pyramid scheme, whatever. And the person that set up the three-way call, in a couple weeks, they quit. That historic three-way call is done. It didn't count. Nobody recorded it. Nobody would go back and listen to it. It's like it never existed, right? With group chats, here's the beauty. When someone says, hey, John, I got some people that are interested. What do? I go, remember that group chat that I put you in the very beginning when I introduced you to some, like, yeah, I'm like, go back to that and see how I set that up. You do the same thing. And of course, we give people scripts and tools and resources. We tell them what to tag people in, what groups. But it's just the most simple, duplicatable way to expose people to the products and the opportunity. It's not the only piece to the puzzle, but it's a big piece to the puzzle because it's so simple for someone to add a prospect to a group, tag them in the information. And you and I both know you're going to have people that get in, get excited, but in 6 months, 2 months, a year, they're going to quit. But over the course of 2 months, 6 months, or a year, they've added all their Facebook friends and all these other people to the group that are now still in there marinating, even if that person quit. So there's so many other neat reasons this system is so powerful, but the key to success is teaching people how to launch their business, how to create curiosity, how to not be a spammy butthead, and show up on social media with value, with putting out content. And that's probably the hardest part for people in the beginning. It's, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to say. So if you're a leader listening to this, you need to come up with some simple onboarding solutions so that someone can create some curiosity. They kind of have an idea of what to post, content to create, how to show up on social, where to find like-minded people. Because I will tell you, the one thing that does suck when you get involved in network marketing, unless you have experience and some credibility, one thing that's really challenging is most people don't have a great warm market. So we also teach people how to build up a new warm market. That's what I had to do. When I first got started 19 years ago, my friends and family were not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? They were like, if John's doing it, because I had no credibility, they were like, if John's doing it, I won't even look at it. So it was like the opposite of credibility, right? It was like, wait, who's involved in that thing? John Melton? Oh, no, I'm good. It's probably a scam.
Well, I got to tell you that now everyone knows why I'm so excited to have you on. And, you know, I mean, you're spitting fire. So this is John Melton. He's the owner and creator of Lifestyle Academy, which if you're looking to build your brand, if you're looking to increase your sales and direct selling, the Lifestyle Academy is something that I bought, I watch, I use it. You can find him on YouTube. You can like, subscribe his page. He's just spitting fire. You just see why he's so talented, why he's so good. He's a top 100 earner in the industry. And he's actually, in my opinion, he's my favorite trainer. Okay. So like I said before, when I'm at the gym, who do I listen to the most? It's you. When everyone's watching the Game of Thrones, I'm not watching that. I'm watching John Melton, Nadia Melton, and I'm watching other people. But you could see what I like what you said, John, is basically is you're fishing where the fish are. And he's created a system in social selling, whether you're advanced or whether you're a beginner, whether you're brand new starting out. He's saying, let's teach you how to expand your influence, because let's look at it. You are so right. There's so many leaders that are doing it the old school way. And I think it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong, because the phone is the new TV and the TV is the new radio. And that's the fact. People are glued to their phones so much. It's incredible how much they're looking at Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. They're looking at it so much. Why not put people on a platform when they're already glued to that? And you've done it better than anybody I know. Anyone I know, you've done it better than. So let's talk about this. Is that one of the things I've always had a trouble with, John, is that if people know your company, if people know your product, they're going to Google it. They're going to find things out. You teach it all the time. Right. If you want to be an expert at teaching curiosity, and you know, getting them to say, I want to know more, without them knowing who your product is, who your brand is. And that's why you created these groups where you've done it right through social media. So what is your favorite platforms that you use in using social media?
Right now it's TikTok. Like, I have so many people. So last year we set up a TikTok account, and, you know, to be honest, it just wasn't a focal point. You know, it's just like, you know, we weren't focused on it. It was like, hey, that's something we're going to dabble with because Gary Vaynerchuk says we should be on it, and Chalene Johnson says we should be on it. But I wasn't seeing that much value. My kids were on it all the time, but it seemed like it was for younger people, right? I think everybody would agree that TikTok up until this year was definitely more, you know, young people dancing and that sort of thing. But Gary kept saying, don't sleep on TikTok. Don't sleep on TikTok. Like, it's the place to be. And typically Gary is right about these things. However, we just had a lot going on over the course of the year. And I think on top of that, it was also, there was a lot of negativity around it. It might get shut down. And, the biggest thing is I didn't see it as a moneymaker. I saw it as like a long-term play. Like, you're building a following and, yeah, you could go viral over there, but it just, again, it wasn't a focus. And in October, I had a woman on my team sell over 50,000 in product. And that got my attention because she did it all on TikTok. And the reason it really got my attention, because when COVID hit, our company did this incredible promotion from April till September. So April till September, we did the most revenue we've ever done as a team, as a company. And it blew me away because, meaning what she did in October, because this promo was so big that in September 30th to be exact, was the last day of the promo. And we did more sales on that day as a team and as a company than in the history of the company. That one day, September 30th, because the promo was going away. So what do you think is going to happen in October? It's going to be a down month, right? This is just common sense to tell you, if you had a promo going for 6 months and you hit it that hard on September 30th, like obviously in October as a team, it was less than what we did in September as a team. But she had a record month. She had a record month. She did the most sales, and she's like, it's all from TikTok. So that got my attention because I'm thinking, like, this woman doesn't know how to sell. She's got incredible results on her weight loss program. But I'm like, 50,000 in sales is freaking insane. And she did, by the way, the same person, Yesenia Hernandez, she did 70,000 in November. So that's over $2,000 a day in sales, all on one platform. So I'm like, okay, what's the deal? Let me get some more people on. And I had a couple other people that low key are not big producers. They don't have influence on any other platform. They've never really been a top seller, a top performer, and they're crushing it over on TikTok in October. So this is all starting to get my attention. In November, I started getting a bunch of my teammates on it because I'm like, if Yesenia is crushing it over there, we might as well pay more attention. And even we did some videos creating curiosity around our products, and we're making sales and generating leads. So all in. We're all in over the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I've had so many success stories. People that honestly, Troy, some of them almost quit the team. They were stagnant. I think it was just a combination of, social media had become really negative. A lot of people were so caught up in politics. So many people were caught up in all this hoopla. And, they just weren't getting the traction on Facebook and Instagram, the exposure. They weren't getting the attention. Their story views were down. Their live videos were down. And by the way, that's the same with me, right? Like everybody, the engagement I would get in 2017, 18, and even 2016 was much higher than what I was getting in 2020. But of course, for us, we still generate leads and we're having success, but it's not about me. It's about my team. It's about the average person. And I wanted to see, more people successfully generating leads and creating wins for themselves. And over there, it was just, dude, it was crazy, man. Like literally someone would do a video on, so I created this 60-second video, like how to earn money with our company in less than 60 seconds, like learn how to make $500 a month, in 60 seconds or less, whatever. So I did this video and I had all these women on my team doing the same type of video. And literally, Troy, some of them were generating hundreds of leads. Like you go in the comments, it's like, I'm interested. Tell me more. How? Tell me how. What is this? What is this? Oh my gosh. You're like, what the, is this real? Like typically you'd have to spend money. You'd have to advertise to get that many strangers seeing your stuff. Same thing with products. People are showing their before and afters. There's, we have this trim product that's like pudding. So they're squeezing the trim into the spoon. They're like, this product, help me lose 25 pounds in 60 days, whatever. Like no crazy stories, right? Nothing too wild. Although some of the stories were pretty crazy. But the point is, some of them weren't. And they were still getting hundreds of leads on some of these videos, right? Now, of course, some of them were getting leads, but they weren't, having the best conversions while others were. So we're still fine tuning some of that. Like some people are, they're making 3, 4, 5 sales a day on autopilot. Like they just have their link in their bio, which I'm not the biggest fan of that because it doesn't have that same level of like curiosity. Like you got to talk to me to find out what I'm doing, but they still have to like watch the video and go, I don't know what this company is. and then they have to click on the bio, and then, you know what I mean? So there's still a little bit more involved for them to find out more about the company, but it's definitely a very different way of marketing. And I think it's the future of marketing. I keep telling people that even if TikTok doesn't last, look at Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels, that's TikTok videos. Facebook has their own version of TikTok coming out. They don't even have a name for it yet. I'll just be scrolling in my newsfeed and it'll just say videos, and you'll see TikTok videos in the newsfeed. So this is the future. So even if people don't want to be on TikTok because they think China is spying on them, I'm like, they got nothing to see here. I mean, if they're spying on me, like, there's nothing to see. Like, I got nothing to hide, right? Like, spy away. Yeah. But if people are worried about TikTok, listen, at the end of the day, even if TikTok goes away, like, think of it like this. How many people do you know that use Snapchat? I don't know that many people use Snapchat, right? My kids do, right? Specifically my son. But Snapchat created Instagram stories, Facebook stories, right? Like, that's what Snapchat is, right? Snapchat is stories. So the point is, even if people are saying, oh, well, look at Snapchat, like nobody uses Snapchat anymore except for like teenagers. True, but how many of us are doing Instagram and Facebook stories? I mean, shoot, LinkedIn and Twitter have stories now. So if all of these platforms have stories and they got that idea from Snapchat, doesn't it make sense that because TikTok is so hot that every platform is going to have these 15 to 60 second videos? It is the future of video marketing. It's the future of marketing, period. So if you're not on TikTok, you're just missing the boat. And I know a lot of us—
attention's the number one currency, and that's what's grabbing the attention.
A lot of us miss Facebook. A lot of us got on Instagram too late. Like, I got on Instagram late, but I got on Facebook early. So that's why I have such a big following on Facebook, because I was one of the early adapters using that platform. But still, there's so much competition on Facebook. I know big time. I was just talking to Ray Higdon yesterday, telling him to get on TikTok, and he said he's finally going to get on it and learn that platform. So you gotta imagine that there's not as much competition over there. The algorithm isn't against you yet over there. Like, there's so many things that people don't like about Facebook and Instagram with all the changes over the years that you don't have to worry about on TikTok. Now, are there still challenges? Yes. I had a woman, her name's Wendy. Wendy literally went live on Black Friday for 4 hours and sold $8,000 in product, which is powerful and unheard of, but she was forced to do it because they shut down her ability to message people. Like, literally shut it off because she had so many people in her inbox and so many people in the comments going, what's the product, what's the product, what's the product? Yeah. And they wanted to take advantage of the Black Friday deal. And she's like, I can't message these people. So she went live. But here's the downside. A lot of my top people are going live on that platform as well. So there's still that live video capability. However, a lot of people, for some reason, still don't have the live video option as well. So I'm not saying it's challengeless, right? There's still going to be challenges over there. You still might, like, I'll tell you one thing that I don't like about TikTok, and it's reminding me of Periscope. Were you on Periscope back in the day?
Yeah, I remember Periscope, yeah.
So the problem with Periscope back in the day, the awesome part is you could have complete strangers find your content. Complete strangers would find your content. And that's what it's all about, right? We want to get in front of a new audience. Like you said, attention is the number one currency. However, the downside was you got a lot of haters. So sometimes you get attacked by haters where they're just crushing you in the comments, because it's like they have like these hater pods, and they'd be like, it's another MLM, or attack him. And it's like, whatever, what are you going to do? Right? You just block them. You do your thing. I remember this one buddy of mine, he went live. All they put in the comments, it blocked his whole face because all the comments were over the face. It was just swastikas. Swastikas for days. So can you imagine, like, you're trying to talk about something important, and it's just swastikas all over the screen. I was just like, so ridiculous. So he had to go in there and block all these haters, just complete jerks, just immature jerks, trolls with goals. Same thing is definitely going to happen on TikTok. You're going to get haters. We've gotten a lot of haters. Anybody that's marketing over there is going to get hate. But again, the reason that's happening because you're getting in front of a cold audience. How hard is it? Look, think about your own newsfeed. I want y'all, after this interview, whenever you listen to this, I want you to go into your own Facebook and Instagram. How often do you see people in your newsfeed that you don't know? Almost never. Almost every single person, every single post, every single video that I see on Instagram and Facebook are people I follow, because they're serving you what they think you want to see. Right. TikTok will put all kinds of weird in your newsfeed. You're going to be like, what is this? Like, you're literally going to block people because you're like, I don't ever want to see that again. That was disgusting, or that was weird. You'll see something you'll literally see something in your it's called the For You page on TikTok that'll have 0 hearts, 0 comments, and it's someone you don't know. Now, you might say, well, that's annoying. Why is that there? But that's also the cool part of TikTok is they'll put stuff in front of you that they'll kind of figure out whether you want to see stuff like that. But on the flip side, that means your content is going to be put in front of people. And here's the other thing. I get so excited about this. So as you can tell, so this is the other thing. If someone starts following you, they will see some of your better TikTok videos from weeks and even months ago. I figured this out right away. I started following certain accounts, and I would see some of their best videos that they did over the summer. So I'm following someone in October, in November, and I'm seeing stuff they put out months ago in my For You page, right? Or in my follow page. So the point is, you post something on Facebook, you post something on Instagram. What's the likelihood of that getting any engagement a couple weeks from now, a couple months from now?
None.
It's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Like, even back in the day, I would go back into an old post and it would bring it back into the Facebook newsfeed, and all of a sudden it would get legs again. That doesn't happen anymore. That doesn't happen. So on TikTok, it does. So there's all these neat nuances with TikTok that you don't have on Facebook and Instagram. So if people are sleeping on it, I'm just remember, I told you, get on that. Yes, I know people were saying the same thing a year ago. I know some people are going to say, well, I was on it a year ago and I didn't get anywhere with it. I get that, but it's different. I'm telling you. And you got to also imagine that a lot of those people, Troy, probably weren't promoting their business or products the right way or at all. And now I got people that are actually going against my golden rule of being spammy and saying the name of the company, and they're doing it over there and it's working. I don't know how long it's going to last. But I do know this form of marketing, this form of communication, this style, it's not going anywhere. This is here for the long term.
It's worked for you. I've seen your concepts and strategies, John. It's really.
And here's the thing, Troy, you can take a TikTok and you can upload it on your Facebook. You can upload it in your Instagram story or in Reels. So a lot of our Instagram Reels are TikTok videos that did well on TikTok that we uploaded on Insta. So you're still repurposing.
Well, I love that. And you know, you look at what you've been able to do. I remember, I think, you know, and that's going to be one of my final questions, but you know, with the COVID and everything and everything that's going on is, I think I saw you had, because of these concepts and strategies, some companies miss it. You know, you look at some companies, they don't have rank advancements. There's certain parts of their company that may have rank advancements, but overall, you got to look at new starts and rank advancements, and rank advancements. But then you got to look at your customers. Do you have a lot of customers?
Right.
And the one things that you have been able to teach, and I think that you had like 800 rank advancements in 1 month or something I saw. Now that was months ago, but I saw you had, wait a minute, there are companies that don't have 800 rank advancements in a year. You had 800 rank advancements just on your team. But what I like about it is that
almost 1,200 last month.
1,200. Think about this, everyone, right? Yeah. He's got 1,200 rank advancements in 1 month. In 1 month. There are companies that don't have that in 1 year. He had 1,200. But because of like your Black Friday promotions and other things that companies miss, they don't know how to run. Because of what you're selling, because of what you're teaching, what you're teaching, people are able to increase their sales through not just Black Friday or not just on a regular social selling by having fun on platforms that people are using already, which is amazing. I mean, it's just, that's what it's all about. It's the new school.
Right. And the neat thing too, is we came up with this whole like referral program and a way to essentially get your customers. This is a whole other strategy that we've crushed over the years, but essentially getting your customers to create curiosity around your products. Like, there's nothing better than a happy customer that promotes the products. So 85% of our revenue comes from customers. I would encourage all of you to take a deep dive on your analytics, your numbers, and just look like, where's your volume coming from? Because you really, first of all, you want to be FTC compliant. I was in a company shut down by the FTC, and that sucked. I lost a 6-figure income like that. So not only does it make sense to have a lot of customers, just because you have more people making money, you can build a smaller team, make more money, more people are winning. But the thing is, you're also FTC compliant. I mean, like Herbalife, by ruling, has to have over 50% of their revenue come from customers, or else they're in big trouble again, right? And that's just 50%. That's not even that high. Like, ours is 85, but 35% of our customers This is a major key. 35% of our customers are referred by other customers. And a big part of that is because we teach our customer how to create curiosity. And someone might say, well, why would a customer promote the products if they're not getting paid? Well, first of all, they could get paid if they decided to upgrade and become a social marketer. But number two, and this is what's so smart about it, is they get credits towards free product. It's the same, it's like the Uber mentality, right? It's like you get your Uber code and give it to other people. And when they download Uber and use, they get a ride, you get a free ride next time, something
Right.
like that, right? It's the same thing. So, I would encourage all of you to find a simple way to get your customers to post on your behalf, post, about the products that they love and why they love them. And then they can refer those leads back to you, and then you can incentivize them if you don't have a referral program. Now, of course, if you have like a 3 and it's free, refer 3 and it's free, or credits or whatever, obviously that would be money in the bank, right? Because then the company is rewarding them and you don't have to. But you could do like product giveaways and all these different incentives to get your products out there in the marketplace being promoted by customers. And here's what's so genius about it. And this is why we've crushed it with referral posts. Like we did a $5,000 giveaway last month and we had 14,000 referral posts go up. So imagine this, that's 14,000 posts by people that are not distributors in our company. And how many of them do you think are like, wait a second.
14,000 posts by people who are not distributors in the company.
Boom, exactly.
That's
crazy. Right.
That's yummy.
Now, here's what's amazing about this is that if somebody thinks, oh, I don't have time to do this. Like, this isn't for me. Like, I don't know how to sell products. Like, I just want to use the product, lose weight, feel great, live longer, look younger, like all those things I was saying before, right? Just having some fun. But, they're like, I need this product for my hair, nail, and skin, right? Like, I'm going bald. I'm going gray. What's wrong? Like, I got wrinkles. I got to get rid of these wrinkles. I want to reverse the aging process. Give me the product. Give me the juice, baby. And you're like, okay, cool. Check it out. You can get the product, but you could also get it for free. And they're like, say what? You're like, yeah, you can get it for free or discounted if you just do a post on your wall. And when you do that post, you're going to get credits towards free product. Every company should come out with a customer referral program if they don't have it. I would highly recommend it. But when that customer does the post on their wall and you want to help them craft the post, if they do a post on their wall and they're like, hey, Troy hooked me up with this product. I'm loving it. It's amazing. I was super skeptical, but I've been using it 10 days. I feel great. It tastes great. Can't wait to see what my results are in the next 30, 60, 90 days. Something like that, right? Or if they've already had results, they share those results. And then they get a bunch of comments. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to be like, listen, you're going to get credits towards free product, but I'm going to get paid off all these customers that are going to order. Or you could get paid. It's up to you. So it's like you're backdooring this person into doing the business. Some people don't understand what we do. They think it's all about recruiting. It's a giant pyramid scheme, which, by the way, some companies are like that. A lot of companies are like that, which gives the legit companies a bad name. But the point is, when they understand that, like, you can literally post on your social media once in a while, promoting the products. People are going to buy the products. They want the products. They get results from the products. They're loving the products. And every time they order, you're going to get paid, right? Every time they order, you're going to get paid. And when people understand it, like, it's no different than promoting a book that you love, a restaurant that you love. You see a good movie, a good Netflix show, and you refer it to your network of people. It's the same thing. If they find a product they believe in that actually works, it's a legit product, why wouldn't you refer it? Especially if the company's going to compensate you for doing so. It's no different than affiliate marketing. Like, how many of us follow those big bloggers, those big, like, those big fashion influencers or whatever, and they're trying on outfits and they're like, swipe up, you get my discount code and you can save 20% at this, nutrition store or this, outlet mall, whatever. So it's the same exact thing, except the difference is an affiliate or an influencer is only normally getting paid one time. They're getting paid like a lump sum or just the first time that person orders, where with our business, as you know, in network marketing, they're getting paid every single time that customer that they referred orders, and that customer is attached to them for life, right? So it's just a different angle, if you will. It's a way to tap into the 97 percenters that are not entrepreneurial minded, right? Sometimes we're only communicating and attracting people that are like us because we think everybody wants to make money. We think everybody's open to opportunity. And you'll find that a lot of people are very closed minded. They're very skeptical. They don't want to get their hopes up. They don't want to get their hopes up and think that it's actually possible to make what they're making in a year in a month. They're like, that's not possible. It's got to be a scam. It's got to be BS. Like I remember one of my all-time favorite altercations with a guy. So this is back in the offline days, Troy. I'm in the mortgage industry. I'm making, $20,000, $30,000 a month, and I'm a community college dropout. Making $20,000, $30,000 a month as a mortgage banker and doing MLM on the side. So I'm doing MLM. We're having our meetings after work. So we have this meeting, and I remember, so we did the presentation, and after the meeting, we got the music playing and whatever, and the dude is like, there's no way you're making that much money. In my job, I'm not even talking about the MLM. In my job, he's like, there's no way you're making that much money. He's like, you don't even have an MBA. Because I told him I dropped out of community college. I was like, yeah, I do have an MBA. I got a massive bank account. And he like, he remember that, Nadia? The music's playing. So like nobody really knew what was going on, but they saw the guy jump up, like pissed off, kicks back from the chair, and he does this like kung fu move. And I'm like, what are you going to do? Like, I mean, it's just like the weirdest thing, but that's the mentality of most people. They think to get rich and make a lot of money, you have to go to school, get a degree, get a job, and work your way up the corporate ladder. And we know that's obviously not true. In fact, a lot of the most successful people I know dropped out of school. They dropped out of college. Now, I also know people that have a college degree and they're very successful as well, but it's not a prerequisite for success, right? So if we can show people how simple our business is by simply posting on social media, simply promoting products that they believe in, and even if they never become a distributor, who cares? They're just a customer that's referring other customers. If you can tap into this as a network marketer, and by the way, even if you're not a network marketer, if you can get your customers promoting your product, promoting your service on their social, and you're incentivizing them to do so, that's just a genius way to market on social media these days. It's common sense. Anyway.
Well, I'm going to ask you two more questions. I love this. This is fantastic. I want to fire away here a little bit. I want to put you on the hot seat before I let you go here.
Yeah,
this is all great. The social selling, gathering customers. This is great. TikTok. My Lifestyle Academy is where you can find John Melton. It's something that I plug into all the time. You want more of this stuff. I mean, you're gonna get some of the greatest content, whether you're in network marketing or not. If you just want to build your brand, if you want to attract, if you want to become the hunted and not the hunter, you're gonna want to watch more John Melton. And so, let's say you're going out there and you're gonna approach someone about your business. What are some things? What would you recommend to someone starting out? How do you approach someone? What do you say to pique curiosity?
It's interesting because there's so many ways to go about doing it, and you could talk to 10 different leaders and they all have 10 different scripts. But I think the biggest thing is you got to be excited. Some people say, I am excited. I'm like, tell your face, right? Tell your face. And when you're reaching out to people, and by the way, I appreciate the shout out, mylifestyleacademy.com. We have absolutely all that training, scripts, step-by-step instruction, what to do. All of that's on our blog, our podcast, our YouTube channel. We've been doing this 19 years.
Get on it now, people. Get on it.
We've tested out different conversations. And I think the biggest thing is you got to be excited. You got to tell people why you're excited. Like, I don't like hype, but if you're not excited, why would anyone else be? Right? Like, if you're like, hey, I found this thing, I'm gonna try it, and hopefully I make some money, but probably won't. I mean, if I do, maybe one day I'll quit my job. Like, nobody's joining that shit. That sounds horrible, right? But if you're like, listen, I'm fired up, Troy, I'm reaching out to you because I'm doing something new, something exciting. I partnered up with some incredible people. I found a product and a company that I'm really excited to align myself with. This is going to help me pay down my debt, fire my boss, spend more time with my family, whatever your reason is. Maybe your reason is you want to retire your spouse. Maybe you want to retire your parents. Maybe you want to pay off your student loans, whatever. Tell people why you're doing it, because people will think, well, I want to pay off my debt. I want to spend more time with my family. I want to fire my boss. I want to wake up when I'm done sleeping. I want to travel, right? Whatever that reason is. I don't know what your reason is. We're all different, right? We all have different reasons why we're in a business like this. We all have different reasons. Maybe some of you are excited about your MLM product. Talk about that. What are you excited about? Tell them why you're excited, why you chose this company, why this product, and use the audio recorder. Like when I'm messaging someone or I get into that prospecting conversation, I want to make sure they can hear my enthusiasm, my tonality. So I use audio. That's why I love Instagram and Facebook, because they both have audio. Unfortunately, TikTok doesn't have that yet, but I'm sure at some point they will. You got to be excited. You need to tell people why you're excited, and you got to keep it simple, right? You got to say, listen, I partnered with some amazing people, found an amazing product. I'm so excited. We're just getting this thing started. If you're open, I would love to share it with you. If not, no big deal. Like I learned that a long time ago when I was in sales. You never want to give them, you want to give them an out. You never want to make it like this is the only option is joining or buying, because you really, I mean, it's like, I want you to join my team. I want you to buy my product, but I also don't care if you don't, meaning I'm not going to stop if you say no, right? So you want to have some posture. You want to let them know, hey, listen, I would love to share it with you. I'm excited about it. If you're open, great. If not, no big deal. Just let them know, takes the pressure off. And, like I said, you want to add them to a group. So if I get someone that says, yeah, man, I'm open, like, great. I'm going to plug you into this group. I'm going to tag you in some information. I'm going to introduce you to some of my business partners as well. So I never ask for permission to add them to a group or a group chat, but I also don't do it without telling them. So I'm letting them know. In fact, a lot of times when I ATM someone, right, I add them to the group, I tag them in a video, tag them in some info. I'll follow up with them and let them know that, the group that I added them to, they're plugged in. Let me know when they have a chance to review the information, preferably tonight or whatever. And then tomorrow, when I follow up with you, I'll introduce you to some of my partners, some of the people I work with. I always think that's so important to let them know, because I noticed years ago, my close ratio skyrocketed when I started introducing my prospects to other people. Now, back in the heyday, that was, I'd have a guest at a meeting, right? And I would introduce them to other members, right? So I got a guest at a meeting, and we'd always say, you want to introduce your prospect, your guest, to at least 5 other distributors, right? Just so they keep hearing the same thing over and over again. They're hearing, different stories. They're meeting different people with different personalities. They can all edify you. And then, of course, it was 3-way calls and now group chats on Facebook Messenger. So even today, I still put my prospects. So if I get someone that's interested, I put them in a group chat with 3 or 4 other teammates. Now, sometimes I'll put them in a chat with my upline. A lot of times I'll put them in a chat with my downline, because my downline will actually do a better job of edifying me than my own upline, because they're on my team. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
but here's the beauty. Here's the beauty. This is the genius, is that not only are they meeting other people and they're getting questions answered and they're just feeling really good. They're like, look at all these other people. It's not just this guy, John, it's all these other people. And I recruit a lot of women in my business. So I'll introduce a female prospect to other females on my team for obvious reasons, right? There's more relatability. A lot of them are moms, whatever. But the other thing is, my leaders are now seeing me doing exactly what I'm telling them to do.
You're
like
walking the talk.
I'm
You're
leading by walking the talk. I'm leading by example, doing the exact system I'm telling them to do. So I'm not saying, hey, you should do this thing. Like, I don't do it anymore. I'm too good for that. No, I'm still doing it.
That's very motivating too. When you see a leader doing things, you're like,
Yeah.
I got to start doing what John's doing.
Right.
All right. So last question. I know we got to let you go, and I appreciate all the time here. This is phenomenal. And I want to ask you this, the importance of building a brand, John, because you've done it. And I know a lot of people like, they'll never get to your brand. I mean, your brand is so big. For me, I listen to everyone. I know almost everybody in the industry. I know CEOs of company. I know presidents. I know all the top leaders. Of all the people I listen to you the most. But here's what I want to ask you, because you have a big brand, but it's not the brand. Your content, the information that you put out is the reason your brand is so big. Okay, now here's the thing. Yeah. What's interesting is a lot of people may be a little nervous because you're a distributor. I actually like that better. Okay, I like the fact that you're walking the talk. You're not just training, okay? And I get why a lot of companies probably would sheer away from you, whatever. For me personally, it's welcoming, because wherever you can get the best content, I welcome it. I think you have the best content. So here's what I want to ask you. You got one of the biggest brands out there because of your information. But so tell me two questions to this. One, the importance of building a brand. Okay. Then I'm going to let you go. I promise. Okay. Because you were great. One, the importance of building a brand. And two, if you're brand new and you don't have that social influence, how do you go about starting it, building your brand as well? So first, the importance.
Yeah. The importance of building a brand. I mean, it's common sense, right? Because you think about this. You're wearing right now Hurley and Nike. Why? It's a brand. It's a recognizable brand. They have that logo. They have that reputation. You could see that same hat and same sweatshirt that you're wearing, and if it didn't have those logos on it, you wouldn't be buying them. And they would be cheaper. They'd be a lot cheaper. Why wouldn't you buy it? Because it doesn't have the brand recognition. Common sense would tell you that building a brand just makes sense. I mean, you look at a designer brand, right? Like I got Ferragamo and Louis Vuitton, like on my, right? If these same exact bracelets were being sold at some consignment shop, not designer, would I buy them? No. And they'd be a fraction of the price. Same with the iWatch. Are there cheaper smart watches out there? Yeah. But why do I buy? Because it's Apple. You know it's legit, right? They built a brand. So common sense would tell you the logic of building a brand, building a following, building a community. I mean, there are children out there right now that are unpackaging products, or they're making freaking slime, and they have a brand on YouTube, right? There's what's that kid's name? The Ninja. He's a video gamer, right?
Oh.
He streams video games. He'll be playing a video game. 6,000 other kids are watching him play a freaking video game. 6,000. And it's funny. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this, right? It's like, think about all those kids that grew up and their parents are like, you're not going to make money playing video games. Go study. And meanwhile, the ninja's like, what'd you say? Like, he's freaking rolling in it. And right. And he built a brand. He built a brand around his skill, right? So building a brand makes sense. And you got to think, but you got to think long term. You got to play the long game. If you're planning on doing network marketing and you're serious, you're not in this as a hobby, you're not a hobbyist, right? Hobbyists don't get paid. That's why it's a hobby, right? It's a freaking business. And you're building a business, it makes sense to put out content on social media. If you don't get that, just go on your own social media and start swiping, right? The content you're consuming, that is someone that is building their brand. Period. End of story. Now, you might say, well, on Facebook, it's all my friends and family. Okay, maybe they're not building a brand. But if you're following, like you talked earlier before we went live about The Rock, right? Or Tony Robbins, they are building a personal brand. It just makes sense, right? The Rock has the largest following on Instagram out of any man in the world. There is no male influencer that has more followers on Instagram than The Rock. Now, when he comes out with a movie, and why do you think he gets so many movie roles these days? Because they want him they want him to promote the movie to his following. So it just, common sense would tell you that if you have 100,000 people following you, or even 1,000 people following you, you're going to have some of those people wanting to partner with you or buy your products. And it doesn't have to be just MLM. This is for anything. Building a personal brand. Essentially, your brand is your reputation. What do people think about you when they think about you? And are they even thinking about you, period? Are you getting any attention? So I know when I first got started, I had like a negative brand. Now, there was no social media back then. Like, social media wasn't a thing in 2001, but you get what I'm saying. It's like my reputation, my brand was no bueno, right? There wasn't a lot of people that were interested in partnering up with me, not because of the business, but because they knew me as the guy with a tongue ring, couple earrings, total punk, loser, that guy, right? Years later, when I built up my credibility in the mortgage industry and I was making all this money and I was the #1 loan officer for a large mortgage company in Baltimore, I could recruit anybody because people were like, Melton's making bank. He's making more than all of us, and he's doing some MLM thing. So I was able to sign up people effortlessly because of my reputation. So that's the value in building a brand. And again, you got to play the long game. Like, I friend up people all the time. You and I are not working together. You're starting some other, right? You're doing other things, right? But the truth is, one day, 10 years from now, we might do something together because we have a relationship. Who knows what the future holds? So if people are wanting to build a business in 2020, 21, 22, and beyond, they have to think branding, marketing, putting out quality content. And sometimes that does take more patience. That does take more time and effort, and it is uncomfortable. You can't be too embarrassed to start small.
So you talked about it before. You got to post a little bit. You got to start making some videos. You got to start using the platforms, and that's just kind of where I want to end it. That's what you got to start doing. You got to get a little comfortable being uncomfortable and putting out content, whatever it is. You got to start putting some stuff out there for sure.
All the top producers in my company and just about any company that builds on social, the top people are crushing it. They're crushing it on social media because they get it. They want to show up with value. They don't want to just sell their products and be a product pusher. And like I said, a Spamela Anderson, right? I got that from Fraser Brooks, right? You don't want to be that person on social media because it's just a turnoff. Like people don't want to see 3, 4, 5 before and afters every day. Nobody's going to follow an infomercial channel, right? They're going to follow someone that has value. But here's the deal. If you're providing value, you're making them laugh, you're inspiring them, whatever it is. And then once in a while, 10 to 20% of the time, you tell a story about your business. You tell a story about your product, right? Once in a while, you promote what you're doing. You promote, what you're using, the products you're using. You're going to get people because they like you and they trust you. So they're assuming that whatever you're offering is legit. The reason some of us, and I know this, I heard this from Eric Worre years ago, and he said, you'll be punished or rewarded based on the life you led prior to joining a network marketing business. So for some of us, we don't have great credibility. And that's, people get upset. They're like, I'm posting on social and nobody's interacting. I'm not getting any leads. I'm like, you suck.
Yeah.
I sucked in the beginning too.
Is that Nadia?
Yeah, she's back.
Is she gonna jump in? Come on,
and we're also
Nadia, come on, jump in. I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
I'd
love to see.
She can't hear you anyway. I got the.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're live on TikTok also, so we're just having
that's
some fun.
Awesome. I love
but it's
it.
true. It's like people. If you look at my TikTok, there's Nadia.
What's up?
If you look at my John Melton TikTok, it sucks. It's not good, right? Nadia's like, baby, let's just combine accounts, because she can edit the videos. Like she's so much smarter than me, so much more patient. And of course, everybody I've been hearing this for 19 years. People always say, I need to get me a Nadia. And I'm like, well, sorry, she's unavailable, but hey, good luck. If you're single looking to mingle, network marketing is a good place to be.
Nadia, we love you. I'm
Troy
a big fan.
Troy says he
I
loves
want to
you.
get you on the show too.
He wants to get you on the show, and he said,
"You're the fire."
He said, out of all the trainers, all the top networkers, all the people he listens to, he said, when people say, "What do you listen to most?" He says the Meltons.
Oh,
I really do. I do, and I love them all. I'm going to get in trouble with Ray Higdon and Fraser and Eric Worre. I've had them on, Alex Morton. But it's the content you guys have, and we're gonna end it there.
But again, Troy, let me say this too. We also
go ahead. Yeah.
There's also a relatability there, meaning you're 50, I'm 40, right? Like you're going to relate more to my content.
Did you have to get that out there? Did you have to say that plug?
Well, you told me you're 50, but let me say this.
You had to do that.
When you said you were 50, I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. But you know what? When I tell people I'm 40, people don't believe it. Like we were in Mexico, and everybody was like, 50, "Congratulations!" Right. Come on, they're like, "Are you guys are newlyweds?" And I'm like, "Well, 16 years married, but 16 years of feeling like newlyweds." Like people couldn't believe we were 40. They were like, "You got to be like 32, 33." The point is, this industry keeps you young, number one. Number two, you got to find people, whether it's listening to me or listening to Troy, listening to someone else, you got to find 2 or 3 mentors, people that resonate with you. And that's why, so this is Impostor Syndrome 101. A lot of people don't start doing TikToks or a podcast or a YouTube channel or putting out content or branding themselves because they go, well, what am I going to do that someone else isn't already doing? Yes, that's true. Troy and myself aren't doing anything unusual. There's other people that do what we do, but you have your own personality, your own style, your own stories and perspective. And there's going to be people that are going to find you that are going to say, yeah, there's this person and this person, but I really resonate with your message. I resonate with your style, your energy. Some people say, John Melton's annoying. He talks too fast. Other people will say, I love John Melton because, he's so down to earth and he's real. Like, so you just have to show up and not try to put on a front, right? Be you, show up, be authentic, have fun, and don't get too caught up in the lack of results in the beginning, because in the beginning you suck. So it's good to not have a lot. Like when I look back at my content back in the day, Troy, thank God, a lot of you didn't know me, because my content sucked. But you have to embrace the suck. We all go through Suckville. You're just gonna have to. Yeah. That's how do you get good at anything? Like, guess what? When I first started playing baseball, when I was 9 years old, I sucked. I didn't even have a glove at my first practice. I remember crying at my very first baseball practice because I didn't have a glove. I was 9 years old, and they were like, "Where's your glove?" I'm like, I don't have a glove, right? By 12, I was an all-star. And by my sophomore year in high school, I was a starting catcher over 2 senior catchers. And I was on the #1 travel baseball team, the Legion baseball team in all of Maryland, Perseverna Park. So you're going to get better. Don't be bitter, get better. And instead of being frustrated, get fascinated and say, who's the best? Who are people I resonate with? I'm going to follow them and learn from them. And that's all I got.
Well, that is awesome, and I know I kept here, an hour here, and this was a long interview, but it was a great interview, and everyone can see why I'm such a big fan of you and Nadia, and listen to the Meltons. So, real quick, where can they find you again if people want more of you? And I know I encourage it. I encourage everybody, and not just network marketing. By the way, if you're in real estate, most people are not building a brand in almost anything they're doing. So, where can they find you?
So can I just point on the thing you said about real estate? I just told 2 of my big real estate buddies to get on TikTok, because if you search real estate on TikTok, there's only like 2 or 3 like big influencers over there. And most real estate trainers and coaches are not on TikTok. And even a couple of the guys I talked to, they're like,
I just interviewed the president of EXP Realty.
There you go. So the president of EXP Realty.
See, you guys are getting it. See, and yet you go. All right. So where can they find you?
MyLifestyleAcademy.com. MyLifestyleAcademy.com. I go on YouTube, like, subscribe, ring the bell, get the updates on him. You will not be disappointed. I promise. Buy his program. It's cheap. You get one idea. It pays for itself. I bought it. I listened to it. He creates content every day, pretty much him and Nadia from the studio on network marketing, relationship marketing. But really, what is it? A lot of it is social selling, becoming an influencer. You guys, everyone has to realize, okay, that everyone is glued to the phone right now. They're glued to it. And he's going to teach you how to attract customers, how to attract people to you. So you can find me at Time with Troy. Ring the bell, like, subscribe as well. John Melton, thank you so much for coming on. This was golden, and I look forward to having you back. Absolutely, bro. Thanks for having me, man.
All right. God bless. Bye-bye.
I did.